ready.
Okay.
So, Will.
Dale.
Nice meeting you.
Great to meet you.
Yes. And so, who are you at Ford?
My name's Will. I guess you can have my last name, Marchand. I'm the marketing manager for the F-150 Lightning. So I handle all the future, present, and past marketing related information and inputs to the truck.
How long have you been doing that?
Since 2021.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, 4 years now.
Okay.
Through various positions, but I've been part of the team since then. So it's been a great ride, just since before launch. It's been it's been fun. Just before launch.
And the truck has been doing well, from my understanding.
Yeah.
A lot of demand, a lot of interest. It's the only electric truck that's actually a truck.
Well, I don't want to comment on. I think if it's got a bed, it's probably a pickup truck, right? But and the competitors have some really compelling products. But this is certainly the only EV truck that's an F-150, right? So it's built from the ground up to be not only electric, but also the truck everyone's familiar with and loves. It just has a huge amount of space in the front. It runs on electrons, and it's pretty economical to drive if you're charging at home. So it's a wonderful product, and
So walk us through this one. I love this camper. This is the first time I've seen like this elevated camper out the bed on one.
Yeah, so we just we felt like it would be really important to show some of the things you can do. But this is the third year I think we've been supporting Electrify Expo. Okay. And reality is a lot of times we'll bring our products out, but people will ask, like, what can I do with them? How can I accessorize it? What can I do with the truck? And so this is a flash series that we've actually taken and we've upfit. We put some aftermarket wheels and tires, some Ford Performance running boards, a Ford Performance lift kit on it, lift and level. So it's a little bit more aggressive than what you would get stock from, where you'd order it. But these are all actually items that you can order through Ford Accessories and upfit the truck too. Nice. So, and then up here is just a Yakima tent. Again, you can throw it up over the bed. Great for overlanding and camping and just getting out in the wild a little bit.
You guys have, of course, the Ford steps, which I know are like some of the better engineered solutions on the market. Yeah,
this has been around in our trucks for, I want to say close to 15 years now. You'd have to look it up, to be honest, but it's been around for a while. I know it could probably almost vote if it wanted to.
All right.
But it's, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's huge for accessibility, easily getting in and out of the truck. I mean, this is a 5.5 foot bed. It is not our big bed. But look at how far stuff, is. Yeah. Even in this, because you've got a 5.5 foot bed, then you've got a tailgate that's 1.5 feet. So now you're almost 8 feet away from the gear that's at the front of that bed. You need to get in there, reach over, whatever. So it's important to have accessibility. And so again,
this one you did the Rhino lining on the bed.
Yeah. So this is our spray and lining that comes from Ford Factory Direct. It's I believe it's $630 if I remember correctly. It's an option.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's worth it to make it last too.
Yeah.
And then you have accessory ports on the outside, if I'm not mistaken, which are great for camping, right?
Yeah. So actually, if you want to come around to this truck, this is
powered by TVs, right?
Yeah, it's actually powering the whole booth. So it's not only running these TVs, it's running the fans, it's running some of these computers over here. It's running a bunch of gear. And the reality is this puts out 9.6 kilowatts of power, right? So people don't really understand how much juice that is. I mean, the average home refrigerator runs on about 400 watts. So if you were to run a home refrigerator off of this, you'd still have 9 kilowatts of power left over, give or take startup compressor costs, etc. Right?
It's really great for a contractor, in my opinion. Like if you're a handyman or a contractor, you got a great workstation right here.
Yeah.
You got all the power accessories you need for your job site.
Think of it like everyone's got little portable battery banks, right? It's a huge battery bank on wheels, and so you can take it wherever you go. You can back up your house power if you'd like to. And again, you can take it to a job site. You can hook up all your tools. You can, I believe the last time we checked, due to the amount of power used while the circular saw is running, you can cut something like 30 miles of plywood with one charge on the truck, right?
So using the whole battery.
You use the whole battery, right? It's just, there's a lot of energy in this thing.
Yeah. How big is the battery?
It's so we have 3 different battery packs. Okay. We've got a 98 kilowatt hour standard range battery pack. You got a 123 kilowatt hour extended range pack that's in the Flash series, and then Select Pro series as well. That's an option for fleet customers. Right. And then we have a 130 31 kilowatt hour pack that is actually in our Lariat and Platinum series. And some earlier Flash series in the model year in 25, and it was in the previous. So you can see them around. It's all in the window sticker of the vehicle, so you can kind of see what battery pack is in which. It's a decent amount of juice. Definitely enough to get the job done typically.
Well, I mean, if you get any bigger, it just gets too heavy and it's going to affect range anyway.
Yeah.
I know there's some brands out there that have like a
205 kilowatt hour pack.
It's like, goodness gracious.
You know,
the
it's
amount of energy you need just to move that.
Yeah, if your use case demands it, go for it, right? But the vast majority of people just don't need that much energy. They may feel like they want it, and more power to you. Totally get it, but for the average person, 300 miles of driving a day is far beyond their duty cycle.
Can we walk around on the front and check out that side and see what we're going on?
Yeah.
You guys got the whole, this makes it easy for event coordinators. If you need to run an event, you should be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's wherever you want power, we've got it. So excuse us here, gentlemen. So yeah, so this is the front of the F-150 Lightning. So we've got the frunk open right now. This is actually the largest frunk in the industry, which is pretty cool. It's 14.1 cubic feet, 400 liters, holds 400 pound of payload, and there's actually, sticking with the 4 word, you've actually got 4 120 volt outlets there. Those are all 20 amp outlets. It's actually 2.4 kilowatts of power supply out of that power bank.
And is that separate than the back?
Yeah, there's actually 2 circuits, technically 3, but there's 2 main circuits in the truck. There's a 2.4 kilowatt circuit that powers both the frunk and the cab of the truck. Okay. So think of that as one circuit. In the back, you have a 7.2 kilowatt system that actually runs off the back of the truck.
Oh, okay.
So together, it's a total of 9.6 kilowatts of output.
Yeah, and I know you got an ice chest under this thing. Well,
yeah, there's a little drain, everything down there. Right now, we're using the space for the exactly.
I don't know who needs that in the wilderness. I thought you went out there to disconnect. Half the games on there you have
sometimes
to have
it's
anyway.
Sometimes it's important to play Rocket League in the middle of a forest.
All right.
Okay.
You're in the zone.
Yeah, you get I get it. It's some people
for the streamer
people have their passions, right? Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, loads of space. This is one of the biggest positive points from our customers. Unexpected things that they turn out they really love. When most people drive a pickup truck, a lot of times when you park it, you back in. It's just safer typically for pulling out, just a behavior that customers typically do. Well, what happens though is when you have your truck bed thrown in the back of your truck, parked up against a wall or against a shrubbery or whatever that you backed up against, it makes it pretty hard to get in there and drop off whatever goods you just picked up from whatever store you were just at, right? Now you've got a 14 cubic foot trunk in the front of your truck. That's secure, it's dry, it's lockable, it's all at waist height. You're not lifting your gear up and over, you're not wiping your body up on the front of your truck that's got 18 pounds of dead bugs and bird poop on it, right? So everything's staying clean and it's easily moved in and out of the truck. So again,
this got a little button there for it.
Exactly, so you can
Does it have
power
a lift button, or is that the button that
that's your lift and close.
Okay.
Your fob can also control it, and also the Ford app. So you can actually open and close right from the Ford app. Super simple.
That is really nice. So I do have a question.
Sure.
The Flash is a new variant from Ford.
For 24 model year, so it's a couple years old now.
But
yeah.
But what was inspired by it? I think Flash and I think Marvel, but I know it's not based on Marvel.
No, I mean, you got to think F-150, it's Lightning, right? We're all in the world of electric puns and having fun. We have the switchgear demonstrator that we created, right? Another electric pun. But the reality is when we were creating the Flash series, which was you were taking an XLT high series PAP 312A, then adding things like the 15-inch display and Blue Cruise and the Bang & Olufsen 8-speaker audio system, we wanted to kind of emote that this is a little bit more than just an XLT high. It's not quite a Lariat still, but that drove the decision that it's time to probably create and carve out a new series nomenclature for this rather than just stick with XLT. And so when we did that, we then kind of workshopped around a bank of names. We took that list of names then to our leadership. Leadership said, hey, let's try something fresh and new. Let's go with, it's not a traditional name. It's not an F-150 STX. It's not an F-150, FX4, right? This is something that you've heard of, that you've never heard of, you haven't seen before, on a truck that is relatively new. The Lightning is kind of an all-new thing in this version, in this generation for Ford. So we just thought, hey, let's bring the Flash nomenclature to the lineup. Customers seem to like it. Seems to work out.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like the red that it came in. That red color.
Oh yeah, the rapid red.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a clean red.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more maroon. It's got just a dark enough hue to it where it's not like, you know,
Yeah, it's
like
that,
the red.
it's that nice metallic too, so there's a good amount of flop in it, so you get the nice color shift and hues and fades to it. It's really nice, yeah.
I'd love to see Ford do the Ranger again as Thunder, though.
Oh,
The Ford Ranger and
Sure.
maybe Thunderbolt.
hey, you know, there's always good feedback. It's something we can absolutely take into account, so.
And the Ranger is just one of those classic trucks for Ford.
Of course.
It gets so many memes on it.
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
only imagine what would happen if it was an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
So what else is there that you want to share before maybe we hand off to someone for the Mach-E?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the big thing I want to share is like this is the only EV that's an F-150. It is just it's a full-size pickup truck. Again, it's a crew cab, 5.5-foot bed. It is a F-150 that just runs on electrons.
It's a truck.
It's a truck.
And it's built Ford tough.
Yes, exactly. It's built Ford tough. We've got an 8-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty on all of the electric components in this vehicle. So we're standing behind it. You know, it's a great vehicle. Our customers love it. And all I gotta say is just get behind the wheel. Go drive one. Go find a dealer somewhere. Look around.
I thought it was fun.
They're
I'm not
right.
a big truck guy, but
Yeah.
I liked it. I
Right.
liked it. I thought it feels like a truck.
It feels like a truck that also goes like hell, to quote Bill Ford. So, I mean,
I'm not a truck guy, but I was like, this feels like I had it. My first vehicle was an F-150.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not like I'm not a truck guy. My first
Sure.
truck was my first vehicle was a truck.
yeah.
But you know, I'm more of a car guy and an
Hey,
SUV guy.
there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, if I was gonna get a truck, I would probably lean towards a Ford Lightning. Honestly.
Hey, that's great. That's great. Well, look, listen, if you ever need anything, you've got my information. You know how to find me. Just ask for Will. I work for Ford. They'll come find me.
Well,
I'll be around.
We got it. I do got one last question. If
Yeah.
you know it, who do you guys work with on the battery packs?
So our battery packs, like who's the manufacturer of the battery pack? So traditionally, we've used SK On. So this is a battery manufacturer that we actually have in Georgia to produce the packs for this truck. So I don't know if I want to give any more detail than that.
I don't know what
But
you
yeah,
can
so
share. I would
these
just
are
curious if it was like LG or Samsung SDI. Or
this is oh my gosh.
Another brand, and I mean I know there's a lot of battery manufacturers like Cattle and BYD.
Yeah, no, this is SK, so South Korean.
Okay.
There's
nothing
SK on?
wrong with it. I mean, there's
No, I'm just trying. For the life of me, I can't think of the exact. We're also going through. I can't really talk about it right now.
all right. Yeah, well, you got a little bit
Yeah.
of something's changing. You know, there's some secretness there.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Mach-E because I saw the Jim Beaver. I got an interview with Jim Beaver
Yeah.
on the Mach-E for the rally.
Yeah.
I got to see one actually a week ago at a Ford dealership
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
town. So I know that's not your specialty. It's been awesome meeting you, Will.
Dale.
And
It's
if
great
anybody's looking for a Ford F-150 Lightning, I guarantee you're going to have an amazing time if you go down to your local dealership.
Yeah.
And
Go test drive
mention
one.
this video and mention like, yo, I saw this crazy video in 360 with Will.
Yeah.
And he's like, that looked like the truck that I made.
Yeah.
And it is. It is.
Yeah. Go drive one. Think about how you're going to use the vehicle. And make sure it fits your lifestyle. If it doesn't, you've got the power of choice. We have a powertrain for you, right?
Yeah, you guys
So
got a line.
we're not just F-150 Lightning. We are F-150 gas. We have F-150 hybrid. We have Super Duty. If you need to do it with the truck, this company, Ford Motor Company, can serve that need. So
Sweet.
it was great talking with you, Dale.
Nice talking with you.
Let's go get you in front of Garrett so you can talk Mustang Mach-E.
Perfect.